If there's something that usually inexperienced partners in a relationship cannot retain, it's keeping promises. Admittedly, promises are not always the easiest to commit to if a partner overextends themselves or doesn't realize how critical it is to the health of the relationship. If both understand what they're signing up for, then there's a chance of success. However, what if only one remembers the commitment? This is what this movie is loosely based on, coming from Kim and Cricket Carpenter. Despite the couple's religion being left out of the final film, the financial performance was quite well received. To some, the premise to this story feels like it's coming from novelist Nicholas Sparks, but surprisingly, he had no involvement with this production. Even with that fact, people who liked those films should also have an easy time enjoying this movie too. The origin coming from Stuart Sender, with the screenplay written by Abby Kahn, Mark Silverstein from He's Just Not That Into You, Jason Katims from The Pallbearer, and directed by Michael Tsouksi in his first theatrical film, headed this production. The story is about a couple, Leo, played by Channing Tatum, and Paige, played by Rachel McAdams, who end up in a near-fatal car accident that leaves Paige with almost complete memory loss after recovering. This leads her to not remembering that she was married to Leo, and where their life was at the time the accident occurred. Meanwhile, Paige's parents, Rita, played by Jessica Lange, and Bill, played by Sam Neill, want her to return home so she can start over. Similarly, Leo wants Paige to return home with him so he can literally get his wife and life back. For a premise, it doesn't sound like something recently done before, although it has likely been in a film prior. The concept is unique and can attract many couples, since it is a love story of sorts. Of course, though, the film's execution is where it falters in various places. One issue being unrealistic scenes, like when Paige and Leo meet up for the first time. There could likely be crazier or coincidental stories by nature, but the way it happens feels like no one would ever consider such an incident occurring, either because it would be too creepy, or just that very few people are ever that infatuated upon initially meeting each other. The other part of the script that isn't really well put together are the supporting characters. Much of them just come off as the cliché character most viewers know where they stand and their role in the story. Even though these weak points in the film are a bit obvious in nature, there are other parts of the script that are elaborated on to support the audience. For example, it is explained why Paige can remember parts of her life before the accident but not after. That's important because if missed by the audience, it won't make sense later on in the film. The acting can't be discredited. Channing Tatum and Rachel McAdams are both great leads and have the chemistry to carry the story. Both of their characters are also quite likable, considering they are the protagonists viewers want to see win in the end. Other performances also work, coming from veteran actors like Jessica Lange and Sam Neill, both of who have participated in films for several decades. There are also appearances from Jessica McName, Wendy Crewson, Lucas Bryant, and Scott Speedman playing an ex of Paige. The cinematography by Rogier Stoffers was a commendable attribute to the viewing experience. Stoffers was also credited for his work in John Q, School of Rock, and Disturbia. For what's depicted, Stoffers' shots are well lit and share the audience the important parts of the scenes that need to be shown. For the film score, the music was created by Rachel Portman and Michael Brook, both who are not as well known as other composers, but do have several credits to their names like Home Fries, Beauty and the Beast: The Enchanted Christmas, Dolphin Tale 2, and The Fighter. The tracks heard throughout the film invoke the right emotions in the right scenes. Much of the cues revolve around small guitar strokes or piano keys to invoke that warm, intimate romance feeling. Hallmark Channel tropes may feel a bit forced in this story, but it is still a decent effort coming from the whole crew. Acting, music, and cinematography are all done well. It's a nice little romantic film reminding viewers how important promises are during rough times.